Life teaches us lessons at every stage, but there's a unique kind of wisdom that only comes with age. Being 90 years old doesn't mean you've seen it all, it means you've felt it all. You've celebrated victories, endured losses, and learned to embrace the quieter moments of life. Today I want to share a perspective that might surprise you. I don't hate people, I just feel better when they're not around. You see, this isn't about bitterness or shutting the world out. It's about discovering peace in solitude, a peace that helps you reflect on the joys, the lessons, and the beauty of a life well lived. Have you ever felt that need for quiet, but worried what others might think? If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's start a conversation about what it truly means to find peace in your own company. 1. The gift of solitude. As we grow older, life slows down, but that's not a bad thing. Solitude gives us a chance to breathe, to think, and to appreciate the moments we might have overlooked in the busyness of our younger years. It's like sitting in a quiet garden after a storm, where everything feels calm and clear. At 90, you realize that being alone isn't about shutting people out, it's about letting yourself in. When you're surrounded by people all the time, their voices, their needs, and their opinions can feel overwhelming. But in solitude, you get to hear your own thoughts, your own dreams, and even your own heartbeats. It's a space where you can reflect without judgment, and where the noise of the world fades into the background. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about embracing moments that recharge your spirit. Because when you find that peace within yourself, you can bring a better version of yourself to the people you care about. 2. Why solitude is misunderstood. The world often sees solitude as loneliness, but the two couldn't be more different. Loneliness is a longing for connection, a feeling that something is missing. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice, say it's a gift you give yourself. But here's the challenge. Not everyone understands this. People might assume you're upset, distant, or even angry when you prefer your own company. They don't see that solitude can be a way of healing, of processing the experiences life has thrown your way. When you've lived as long as 90 years, you've likely been through every emotion imaginable of loss, joy, pain. Solitude allows you to make sense of it all, to find meaning in the chapters of your life. It's not about shutting the door on people, it's about opening the door to your inner self. So the next time someone misunderstands your need for space, remember this: you don't owe anyone an explanation for finding peace in your own way. And if they truly care, they'll come to see the strength and wisdom behind your choice. 3. The lessons time teaches. With age comes a clarity that's impossible to rush. At 90, you begin to understand things that seemed so confusing or frustrating when you were younger. One of the most profound lessons is this: not every connection is meant to last, and that's okay. When you look back on your life, you realize that some relationships were meant to teach you something, while others were meant to test you. And then there are the rare ones, the ones that stay, that nurture your soul. But as time goes on, even those connections change. People move away, or they grow in different directions. And sometimes they simply leave your life, whether by choice or by fate. But here's the truth that time teaches. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. Solitude gives you the chance to nurture that relationship, to forgive yourself for past mistakes, and to celebrate the person you've become. It's not about shutting the world out. It's about understanding that life's most valuable moments often come in the quiet. Moments where you can look back, not with regret, but with gratitude for everything that brought you here. 4. Finding joy in simplicity. As life progresses, you realize that joy doesn't come from grand gestures or crowded rooms. It comes from the little things: the warm sunlight streaming through a window, the sound of birds in the morning, or the comforting routine of a favorite cup of tea. When you're young, the world feels like a race. You're constantly chasing after something: success, relationships, or approval. But at 90, you see the beauty in slowing down. You start noticing the details that younger eyes often overlook. The simple act of sitting quietly, reflecting, or even doing nothing at all becomes a source of deep contentment. Solitude amplifies these moments. It removes the distractions of the outside world and allows you to immerse yourself in the present. No need to impress anyone or meet anyone's expectations, just you and the peaceful rhythm of life. The irony is that the world often views simplicity as boring or unimportant. But in truth, Simplicity holds the key to a kind of happiness that's pure, unfiltered, and lasting. When you embrace it, you stop needing external validation and start finding joy within yourself. 5. The strength in saying no. One of the greatest gifts of growing older is learning the power of the word no. When you're young, it's easy to get caught up in pleasing everyone, saying yes to every invitation, every obligation, every demand on your time. But by the time you reach 90, you understand that your time and energy are precious, and not everything deserves them. Saying no isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace. You no longer feel the pressure to attend every gathering or meet every expectation. Instead, you choose what truly matters to you. Solitude teaches you this lesson in the most profound way. It shows you that it's okay to prioritize your well-being over others' opinions. When you say no to things that drain you, you create space for the things that nourish your soul, whether it's a quiet walk, a good book, or simply sitting in silence with your thoughts. The strength in saying no isn't just about protecting your peace, it's also about valuing yourself enough to know what you deserve. And at 90, you've earned the right to put yourself first, unapologetically. 6. Cherishing the memories, not the clutter. As the years go by, the material things we once thought we needed start to lose their meaning. The house full of stuff, the expensive gifts, and the possessions we've accumulated over a lifetime seem less important when compared to the memories we've made. When you're 90, you begin to realize that the clutter, both physical and emotional, takes up space that could be better used for reflection, peace, and joy. It's not about what you have, it's about what you've experienced. In solitude, you start to sift through those memories. The laughter shared with loved ones, the quiet moments spent reflecting on life, the simple acts of kindness that meant the most. These are the treasures that truly matter. And as you let go of the unnecessary things, you begin to see life in a simpler, clearer way. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more things, more accomplishments, more recognition. But at 90, you understand that the richness of life lies not in accumulating, but in appreciating what you already have. The memories, the moments, and the people who truly matter. 7. The importance of letting go. At 90, one of the most freeing realizations is that holding on to everything doesn't bring peace. In fact, sometimes it does the opposite. We spend so much of our lives collecting memories, objects, and even grudges, thinking that they're essential to who we are. But the truth is, letting go of what no longer serves us is one of the most powerful things we can do for our own well-being. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting it, means accepting that life moves forward. And with it, we must too. Whether it's letting go of past hurts, relationships that no longer bring joy, or the constant need to please others, it's all about making space for what truly matters. In solitude, you have the chance to reflect on everything you've held on to over the years. You can ask yourself, what still serves me? What should I let go of? And in that quiet, you'll find the answer. Letting go of unnecessary baggage makes room for peace and joy, and allows you to embrace the present moment without the weight of the past holding you down. At 90, you don't have time to waste on things that don't bring peace or happiness. You learn that life is much lighter when you stop carrying the things that weigh you down. 8. Embracing the present moment. One of the greatest lessons life teaches as we age is the importance of living in the present. When you're young, it's easy to get caught up in dreams of the future or regrets from the past. But when you reach 90, you realize that the only moment that truly matters is now. You start to see time differently. The future isn't something to worry about. The past isn't something to mourn. What matters is the present, the moments you can still enjoy, the people you still have around you, and the simple joys that make each day worth living. Solitude helps you embrace this truth. In those quiet moments, you're not thinking about what's next or what's gone. You're simply being, and that's where true peace lies, in the present, where the worries of the past and the future don't have a hold on you. It's a kind of freedom. When you learn to live fully in the moment, you stop waiting for life to happen and start appreciating it exactly as it is. And when you're 90, you realize that every moment is precious because there's no more time to waste. 9. The wisdom of acceptance. At 90, one of the most powerful things you learn is how to accept things as they are. Life doesn't always go the way we plan, and people don't always act the way we hope. But in the quiet moments, When you're alone with your thoughts, you come to realize that acceptance is a form of strength. Acceptance isn't about giving up. It's about understanding that life's journey will always have ups and downs. It's about letting go of the need to control everything and trusting that everything happens for a reason. When you stop fighting against life, you find peace in its natural flow. In solitude, you have the time to reflect on your past and see how far you've come. You see that each struggle, each challenge, was part of the greater picture of who you are today. It's not about perfection, it's about being okay with where you are right now. Acceptance also allows you to be kinder to yourself. Instead of dwelling on what could have been, you learn to appreciate what is. And in that appreciation, you find the freedom to live fully, without the weight of expectations or regrets holding you back. 10. The beauty of silence. By the time you reach 90, you start to truly understand the beauty of silence. It's not just the absence of sound, it's a space where clarity, peace, and reflection can grow. In a world that's constantly moving, talking, and filling every second with noise, silence can feel rare. But in that quiet, you begin to hear the most important things: the rhythm of your own thoughts, the peace within, and the wisdom you've gathered over a lifetime. Solitude allows you to embrace this silence. It's in those moments that you can reflect on the choices you've made, the lessons you've learned, and the person you've become. It's also in silence that you connect with your deeper self. Without the distractions of daily life, you're able to listen to the inner voice that guides you. The world may tell you that silence is uncomfortable or isolating, but at 90, you understand that it's exactly the opposite. It's a place of rest and rejuvenation. It's where you can hear your true thoughts without judgment or interruption. As you get older, the need for constant noise fades, and the desire for quiet grows. It's a sign of inner peace, of being content with your own company and the life you've lived. The beauty of silence is that it helps you reconnect with who you truly are. 11. The value of forgiveness. One of the most liberating truths you learn as you grow older is the value of forgiveness. At 90, you realize that holding on to grudges only weighs you down. Time teaches that forgiveness is not about excusing someone's behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. The people you've encountered over the years may have hurt you, whether intentionally or unintentionally, but you come to understand that holding on to that pain doesn't serve you. It only keeps you chained to the past. By forgiving, you let go of the emotional weight, allowing yourself the freedom to live in peace. Forgiveness is not always easy. It takes time, patience, and often a deep understanding of the imperfections of others. But at 90, you realize that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not the person who wronged you. It's a way of letting go of what you cannot change and embracing the peace that comes from choosing to move forward. In the quiet of solitude, you reflect on your own mistakes and the moments when you've needed forgiveness. You begin to see that just as you've needed forgiveness, others may have needed it too. And in this understanding, you find a deep sense of compassion that allows you to forgive not just others, but also yourself. 12. The gift of compassion. At 90, you begin to understand that compassion is one of the greatest gifts you can offer others. The older you get, the more you realize that everyone is fighting battles that aren't always visible. Life can be hard, and sometimes the best thing you can do is simply show kindness and understanding to others. Solitude teaches you this truth in a powerful way. When you spend time alone, you become more attuned to the struggles of others because you have time to reflect on your own. You recognize that life is not about perfection or constantly seeking validation. It's about being compassionate toward others, especially when they're facing hardships. Compassion doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as listening to someone without judgment, offering a kind word, or being there when someone needs a shoulder to lean on. As you grow older, you begin to see how much these small acts of kindness matter, not just to others, but to your own heart as well. When you're 90, you've learned that life isn't about what you've accumulated, but about the love and compassion you've shared along the way. In a world that can often be harsh, compassion is a reminder that we are all connected and that we all need each other. 13. The joy in simplicity. At 90, you come to appreciate the beauty of simplicity. The world moves at such a fast pace, filled with distractions and complexities, that it's easy to forget how much joy can be found in the simplest of things. As you age, you begin to realize that happiness doesn't come from extravagant experiences or material possessions. It comes from the small, everyday moments that most people overlook, like a quiet cup of tea in the morning, a walk in the fresh air, or the warmth of a smile from a loved one. Solitude offers the perfect opportunity to embrace these small joys. When you spend time alone, you become more aware of the little things that make life beautiful. You start to savor moments of stillness and appreciate the simplicity of the world around you. It's a reminder that you don't need to chase after the next big thing to feel fulfilled. Often, contentment is found in the simplest of moments. At 90, you've learned that happiness is not found in complexity or excess, but in the quiet, peaceful moments that fill each day, and it's these moments that truly bring the most joy. 14. The importance of connection. As you reach 90, one of the most important lessons you learn is the value of connection. Over the years, it becomes clear that life is not about the number of things you accumulate or the amount of time you spend chasing after success. It's about the people you share it with. When you look back, it's not the possessions that stand out, but the relationships that made life meaningful. The people who walked alongside you through the highs and lows, who shared a laugh, offered a kind word, or simply sat with you in silence, these are the connections that truly matter. Solitude in old age gives you the time to reflect on those relationships and the depth of the connections you've built over a lifetime. It teaches you that love and human connection are the cornerstones of a fulfilled life. At 90, you understand that the true measure of a life well lived isn't in achievements or wealth, but in the hearts you've touched. Whether it's family, friends, or even a stranger you helped along the way, the connections you form are what give life its meaning and beauty. And though you may spend more time in solitude as you age, you know that true connection doesn't require constant proximity. It's about the love that remains even when people are no longer by your side. 15. The peace of letting go. By the time you reach 90, you come to realize that true peace comes from letting go. Over a lifetime, we accumulate so many things: memories, regrets, fears, and even possessions. But as you grow older, you begin to understand that not everything you've held on to is worth carrying anymore. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or erasing the past. It means releasing the hold that these things have over you so you can make room for peace. It's about accepting that some things are beyond your control and learning to surrender to the flow of life. In the quiet moments of solitude, you start to see that letting go is not a loss, but a gift. When you let go of past hurts, fears, and attachments, you make space for inner peace. You stop clinging to what was and begin to embrace what is. At 90, you realize that peace is not something you find outside of yourself, but something you create within. It's found in the acceptance of life as it is, in the freedom of releasing what no longer serves you, and in the quiet joy of simply being.